see the tennis tournament out there in March. Everybody swears that it's one of the great events you're ever going to see. That is an absolute must. I want to spend the first weekend of the year in Kapalua to watch the golfers play and see if I can see Dustin Johnson, hit the ball as far as he did there the other day on that par 4. That is an absolute must. I definitely want to see a hockey game in Winnipeg. I got to see a hockey game in Montreal, too. I have not seen that. I gave you the college football. I have been to Lambeau. I've been to the Rose Bowl. I haven't been to the Rose Bowl itself, but I've been to the stadium, so I can't give you that one. I've been to a Florida-Georgia game. I've been to an Ohio State-Michigan game. I've been to South Bend, so I can't go crazy on that. Let's see. The Wimbledon and the Australian Open. Throw French Open in too if you wish. The Masters is a must. I'm not as wrapped up on going to the British Open because I don't want to freeze and get soaked for a 5-day period in the middle of July. I am working, by the way, in case you didn't know this, I am working on a 60th birthday celebration where I'm going to take a bunch of guys on a Ryder Cup format to either Ireland or Scotland. The only problem with it is I hired a lousy travel agent, Father Rob, who rips everybody off when he sends them to Jerusalem. I hired him to put it together, so we'll see if he does it properly. But that is where I'll get my little golf fix as far as in Europe is concerned. You got to play there. I'm looking from a sporting percent. World Cup soccer does not interest me, so to go to a World Cup soccer final does nothing for me. I've been to the Super Bowls. I'm trying to think if there's an NFL stadium that I haven't been to that I'd love to go see an NFL game in. Atlanta, Minnesota, and Dallas. Those are 3 stadiums you want to see. I think I'll run into them eventually anyway. I don't want to consider that a bucket list. I have to go see it deal. I have no interest in the Indianapolis 500. I really don't even have a lot of interest in the Kentucky Derby. I'll give you one in horse racing, Saratoga. I've never been to Saratoga. I probably should go to. I know Eddie Erickson has been to Saratoga with Mike on a couple of occasions. I should make it my business to go to. Write these down, Eddie. It'd be fun. So Saratoga, Wimbledon, the Australian Open, the Masters, Alabama, Auburn, a must. Need to go to that game one year. I want to see an NHL game in Winnipeg. I know that sounds cool. Why Winnipeg? I'd say Quebec City. Sean in Queens gives me that, but there's no team there right now, so I can't. So I'll pick I've been to Vancouver for a hockey game, so I'll pick an obsolete one, and I'll pick Winnipeg. I have I've been to Notre Dame, so I don't have to see that again. I've been to Lambeau, so there's no need to go crazy to see the Packers. I love watching the Packers, but I'll give you one. I'll give you one. The Packers in a pennant race around Christmas in Lambeau. That's a good time to go because you can get into the cold weather. I was there in Green Bay for that Giant game when it was -2. But that was in January where winter and it's bleary. Let's do one where there's a little more of a festive atmosphere. And Green Bay has got the nicest people in the world.
And they do it up for Christmas. Lambeau.
Let's do Lambeau.
The Atrium.
The Atrium, indeed. Matter of fact, when Eddie and I went to that Giant Packer game a few years ago in 2008, we went to many a bar, and there was a person that we met one Friday night. I was there for 4 days. One Friday night, and I did a Saturday morning show in the town hall at Green Bay. It was a radio station. It was literally like a town hall. And I had the guy show up and do an hour in the morning show. Why? Because he was at the Ice Bowl. Remember that? I forget the guy's name. He was great. He was a fan. He had no idea where I was. What else knew? I could still go there, be the same thing. No idea.
Yeah, you sat anonymously at the bar.
Yeah,
it was great.
He did a good job. So I would like to go to I'd like to go to Green Bay in Lambeau in that time of weather. I got to see a game. I got to see a North Carolina Duke game at Duke. I have not done that. I got to go to Kansas. I have to see a game at Fog Allen. I have not done that. So that's imperative. I have to see I need to sit decent seat for a big Carolina Duke game in February. That is a must. I'm surprised it took me that long to think of that one. And I have to go to Fog Allen. I've not been there. To that arena. I've been to the Palestra. I'd like to go to Assembly Hall too, Indiana. So let's throw that in. The old arenas in college basketball. Let's give you Indiana, and let's give you Kansas. I've been to the Duke Arena, but not for a game. So let's go to Duke for a ball game, and let's make it against the Tar Heels. So let's throw that in. You got it written down, Eddie? I don't care about the Indianapolis 500. I'm not in love with the Derby. I don't think I have to go to the Kentucky Derby. I've been to the Belmont. That's not necessary. I don't have to. I don't have to go there. Where else do I have to go from a sports perspective? Let's think about it for a minute. I've been to Dodger Stadium, been to the World Series at Yankee Stadium. I've seen the Giants win. I've been to Wrigley Field. I saw the Cubs win, so I don't have to do that. I saw the Cubs. I've been to Fenway. I've seen the Red Sox win, so I don't have to do that. NBA. Well, what NBA city? I've been to. I've seen the War. I've seen the Cavs. I've been to some. This is all fortune. I've tell you this. So I've been fortunate to see NBA Finals games. I've seen Knicks in the finals. I've been to San Antonio. I've been to Cleveland. I've been to Indiana. I've seen a lot of the. I have not been to the United Center, but that doesn't interest me. Is there an old NBA arena? That is a must. I have not been inside the Staples Center, but I've been to the Forum, so that doesn't do it for me. Give me is there an old NBA arena that's got some charm to it that I need to? I was at the old Boston Garden. I was at old Chicago Stadium. Do I have one? I don't really have one. So I don't know if the NBA, if they have that, one of those destination spots that you need to sort of take in the atmosphere of a game. Is there anything else I'm missing? Indy 500, no. I've been to the Daytona 500. I've seen enough racing to last a lifetime. I don't need to do that. That's not important. Kapalua is pushing it, but I do need to see I need to go to the Masters. I've been to a U.S. Open. We're going to go this year for Shinnecock, which I'll do a radio show out there for you. We will, I've been to the PGA, so that's not a big deal. Again, I don't want to freeze for 5 days at the British Open. I guess I have to say St. Andrews, but I'm going to take a group there when I'm 60, and if I'm still alive, and that will be the feel of that. I'll go play some golf if the idiot Father Rob can put together a halfway decent tour, and I question that. My wife said, "Are you crazy? You don't know what he's doing." But I'll give him the money, new business. So we see if we can put that there. Am I missing anything in sports?
Michigan, Ohio State.
I've been to that. I've seen that game. I have not seen it in Columbus. All right, put that in there.
Harvard, Yale. Do you care?
No interest. Michigan, Ohio State in Columbus. I've been to an Army-Navy game. But let's do Michigan, Ohio State, and Columbus. I was going to go 1 year when they were both undefeated, but they did not have a booth for us in Columbus. That was the old FAN days. I was going to go with Malusis, if you remember correctly, but I couldn't put it together for a Saturday morning show, so I didn't do that. That's when they were both undefeated, and Ohio State ended up winning the game 39-37. You remember that? And then lost to Florida. Is there anything else you want to say? Go to Old Miss to see a game?
Running of the Bulls. Any interest?
None. How about Old Miss? Important to go to Old Miss to see a game? Not great. Everybody swears it's the best college experience. You want to say go there too? I put that in. What else? Any other sports? Horse racing, golf, tennis, auto racing, basketball, college football, the NFL, those three stadiums I mentioned. They're new, so you got to see them. Atlanta and Dallas, and of course, Arizona. Well, I've been to Arizona and Minnesota.
Have you done an Olympics?
I have no interest. None. Zero. I can't deal with the Olympics. I know Bob Ryan loves the Olympics, and he's my favorite guest of all time and the greatest sports I've ever met, but I can't deal with the Olympics. I can't deal with it. No. Is there a hockey tournament in the Olympics? They don't play there anymore, so I can't say that. Is there a hockey arena? No, I haven't been to Montreal. How about Montreal for a playoff series?
Red River Shootout.
No. Oklahoma, Texas, I don't have any. How about Montreal for a first round series against somebody to get the feel of the French, European city NHL first round playoff series? That's not a bad one. You could do that too. I think I hit everything. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, I gave you the three college arenas, right?
Pauly Pavilion, UCLA.
I've been in it already. Not impressive. Okay. No, not important. Not important. Is there a? I don't think I've missed anything. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else that you could sit there and say, the Itakon dog race, something nutty? Is there anything else out there? A Boston Marathon? No. A New York Marathon? I have no interest in. I sat out there.
Little League World Series.
No,
Any interest?
Zero. I sat out there for those New York Marathons on Second Avenue, First Avenue for 100 years, and was bored out of my mind watching every runner in America run a 15-minute mile. Did nothing for me on cold November days. I am not interested in the average fan trying to do the average athlete trying to do something superlative. Is there anything else? Is there
Kentucky Derby?
I said that. I said Saratoga would be more, because it's got a little more history to it. I mean, not that there's more history to it, but it's such a charming, everybody says a great track. I'm not a big horse racing fan anyway. I like it I do like it at the three big races, but sitting in a track and betting horses, that's something that Eddie Erickson and Tori do all the time. You should see Tori at a track. Tori is oh my God. He goes to the dogs too. He watches when they chase the duck around. He's into that. What else? Is there anything else?
And there's no soccer event you'd be into under any circumstances.
I can't think of one.
Even like a huge, rivalry in England, just the environment, being there.
You know what? Make you happy. How about Wembley for a big soccer game?
There you go.
How about that? Anything else? I picked an odd one in Winnipeg. What? I went to Daytona. I've been there, done that. There's no track that I need to see. If I had to pick a track, I'd pick Richmond. So, that's, I would get. Oh, Bristol. Yeah, Bristol, Tennessee is another one. 100,000 people. Good job there, Collie. Anything else? Is there I'll give you a good one. I just thought of it. It's a wacky one, but I thought of it the other day when we had Gary D on. How about going to the Sun Bowl one year? El Paso. Never been to the city. The stadium's got a little history to it. I can hang out with McManus if he'll talk to me. Maybe get Romo to the game. I can do. How about we do the Sun Bowl? That wouldn't be high on the list. The highs on the list are Wimbledon, are the Masters. That's 2. Australian Open's a must. That is 3. The college basketball arena is very significant. Duke, Kansas, and Indiana. That's 6. I will put in Michigan, Ohio State in Columbus, Alabama, Auburn in Auburn. Very important. And I'll throw Mississippi in. Everybody says you have to see a game there, so I'll throw that in there too. Is there a baseball park that I have not been to that I need to see? I've been to Wrigley, been to Fenway. Is there a new one out there that's got a little history to it? Seattle doesn't count. San Francisco, Pittsburgh I've been to. Is there one out there that houses an interesting team that's significant to go? We've been to Houston. We've been to Dodger Stadium. I've been to Petco. Give me a park. It got to be. If there has to be some park that's got a little charm to it. Now we've been to Miami, Atlanta. Everybody says there's no charm whatsoever. Been to Philly. Been to Washington. Been to Yankee and Citi Field. Where? I've been to Colorado. Been to Coors Field. I've been to Cleveland. Well, I've been to Target Field. I guess there's nothing in baseball. That's Ted.
Texas?
No interest in Texas. I've been near Comerica. I'll give you one you came up with. Detroit Thanksgiving for a football game. Lions. How's it going? I wouldn't mind spending Thanksgiving morning at Ford Field.
What you should do when you retire the first year is focus on tennis. Do the Aussie Open.
That's a must.
Do the French. Do Wimbledon. Just to make through the whole tour. Indian Wells.
Indian Wells is everybody says it's by far the best one.
I'm saying your first year retired should be a big doggy tennis year.
Yeah, well, the problem is I have a missus who hates tennis, so that's going to be a major problem. Jeannie's going to be one of those, we go to Wimbledon, and she thinks, we'll go to London, and she thinks the whole deal, you go for maybe an afternoon. No, Jeannie, no. We're not coming 3,000 or 5,000 miles to put a shirt, jacket, and tie on. It's be a couple of hours. No, we go to Wimbledon. We stay there for 2 weeks.
You can't send her off to the spa?
No. We go for 2 weeks.
Now, would you go to Wimbledon or say the Aussie Open if none of the big guys were still playing? Federer, Nadal, Djokovic.
Those you don't go to see Federer. You go to see. I'll give you one that's find interesting. Do you know that I have never seen Federer play live in the building? Did you know that? Because I've never, for whatever the reason, I've never been at the U.S. Open when he has played. Nadal, plenty of times. I just haven't been there for him, which is crazy. Anyway, those are mine. I'm sure you got a few here. we can come up with. I know Steve, he wants to be at Caesars, during, say, a Super Bowl where he can bet some money. That's what Eddie wants. But I want to be at the event to have some fun. Bellagio for Steve. I'm missing one. Winnipeg's a good one. How about we go out to Winnipeg and spend a couple of days to see the Jets play? They're in first place, aren't they? How about we do that for a little bit?
Yeah, I know some friends that have done the Alberta swing. They go to Edmonton,
Calgary, Winnipeg?
and then they go west actually to Vancouver. Then they go skiing.
Nice.
So they ski. They see 3 hockey games.
Well, how about if I stay in Banff?
Yeah, beautiful.
And do the Edmonton, Calgary, and Winnipeg.
I don't think Winnipeg's that close. Winnipeg's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You're in the middle of central Canada.
Manitoba, huh?
Yeah.
I'm in trouble. All right, there you go. 20 after the hour. And again, the golf thing, I hope I didn't make a mistake with the idiot there, Father Rob, who's stuck, of course, in Rapid City as he trying to put together his trip. That was dangerous. I gave him $20,000 here. Make it work. And that money might be gone. We continue here on Mad Dog Unleashed.